script. Have you ever wondered why the relationship between India and Pakistan is so complex? Let's dive into the history to understand better. The story begins in 1947 with the partition of British India. This monumental event led to the creation of two separate nations, India and Pakistan, and it was far from peaceful. Millions of people were displaced and hundreds of thousands lost their lives in the ensuing chaos. India emerged as a secular republic with a Hindu majority population, while Pakistan was established as an Islamic republic with a Muslim majority. The partition was based on religious lines, but the division was not clean-cut, leading to a complex mix of populations on both sides of the newly drawn borders. One of the major points of contention that arose in the aftermath of partition was the status of the princely states. These were semi-autonomous regions that were given the choice to join either of the two new countries. The princely state of Junagadh, for example, became a flashpoint of controversy. Despite having a predominantly Hindu population, the Muslim ruler of Junagadh chose to accede to Pakistan. India contested this decision, eventually annexing Junagadh after Indian troops occupied the region and a referendum voted in favor of joining India. This incident was one of the first in a series of disputes that would continue to strain the relationship between India and Pakistan. This turbulent beginning set the stage for the numerous conflicts and issues that would strain Indo-Pakistan relations in the years to come. Two territorial disputes have been at the heart of Indo-Pakistan tensions, Kashmir and Junagadh. Let's dive into the Kashmir conflict first. This issue can be traced back to the partition of British India in 1947. As a princely state, Kashmir had the option to join either India or Pakistan. Its Hindu ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, found himself torn between the two newly formed nations. While he initially chose to remain independent, an invasion by tribal militias from Pakistan led him to seek help from India, which required him to accede to India. This marked the beginning of a long-standing dispute that has been the catalyst for 3 major wars and numerous armed skirmishes. Now, let's shift our focus to the Junagadh issue. Junagadh, another princely state at the time of partition, had a Muslim ruler and a majority Hindu population. Its Nawab decided to accede to Pakistan, despite the fact that Junagadh was geographically closer to India. This decision was not accepted by India, and following a period of turmoil and standoff, India took control of Junagadh. A plebiscite later confirmed the people's wish to be part of India. The Kashmir and Junagadh issues have not been without their consequences. They have left deep scars on the relationship between India and Pakistan, fueling mistrust and hostility. The decisions made during those tumultuous times have shaped the course of Indo-Pakistan relations and continue to influence them to this day. These territorial disputes have long cast a shadow over Indo-Pakistan relations, but they are far from the only issues. Water is frequently a source of discord, and this is evident in the case of India and Pakistan. Alongside this, cross-border terrorism inflames the relationship further. Born from the partition of British India in 1947, the two countries have long contested the distribution of water resources. The Indus Water Treaty, facilitated by the World Bank and signed in 1960, represented a hopeful beginning. It divided the waters of the western rivers, the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, to Pakistan, whereas India retained control over the eastern rivers, the Beas, Ravi and Sutlej. Despite this, the treaty has experienced several disputes. The construction of the Kishanganga and Ratle hydropower projects by India in the disputed region of Kashmir ignited controversy. Pakistan claimed these projects breached the treaty, setting off a prolonged legal conflict. The waters of the Indus Basin symbolize more than hydroelectric power or irrigation. They represent national sovereignty and territorial integrity. For India, modifying the treaty is a matter of national security aimed at curbing Pakistan's perceived reluctance to resolve these quarrels. Interestingly, during times of crisis, such as floods or economic downturns, India has offered assistance to its neighbor, extending a hand of support despite the tensions. This highlights the complex relationship dynamics between the two nations. However, water disputes are not the only tensions between them. Cross-border terrorism significantly disrupts Indo-Pakistan relations. Attacks linked to militant groups based in Pakistan have ignited wars, skirmishes, and a constant state of military alert along the border. Even with shared cultural, geographical, and economic ties, terrorism continually strains their relationship, often overshadowing attempts at diplomatic resolution. While the Indus Water Treaty has endured wars and ongoing tensions, it's evident that water disputes and cross-border terrorism have held the India-Pakistan relationship in a frosty grip. In a region where water is life and peace is precariously balanced, resolving these issues is of utmost importance. Amidst the tension, there have been attempts to foster a shared sense of culture and commerce, and India's assistance to Pakistan during crises shines a light on potential avenues for cooperation. The history of Indo-Pakistan relations is stained by the blood of wars, 4 of them to be precise. Today, we delve deeper into these conflicts, each leaving an indelible mark on the relationship between the two nations. The First Indo-Pakistan War, fought shortly after independence in 1947, was sparked by the dispute over Kashmir. The war lasted until 1948, ending with a UN-mediated ceasefire. The conflict did not resolve the dispute, and the region of Kashmir remains a bone of contention to this day. The Second Indo-Pakistan War erupted in 1965. Once again, the heart of the conflict was the contested region of Kashmir. The war ended with the Tashkent Agreement, mediated by the Soviet Union. However, they failed to address the underlying issues between the two countries, leaving the door open for future conflicts. The Third Indo-Pakistan War in 1971 was a significant turning point. It resulted in the independence of East Pakistan, which is now known as Bangladesh. The war was sparked by the struggle for independence in East Pakistan and marked a significant shift in the balance of power in the region. The most recent conflict, the Kargil War, took place in 1999. This armed conflict occurred in the Kargil district of Kashmir and ended with India regaining control of all previously held territory. This war brought the two nations dangerously close to a nuclear conflict, highlighting the volatile nature of their relationship. However, the struggles did not end with these wars. The Uri attack in 2016 marked another serious incident in the dispute between the two nations. Several Indian Army personnel were killed when militants attacked their base in Uri, Jammu, and Kashmir. In response to this, India conducted surgical strikes on terror launch pads across the line of control. In 2019, the Pulwama attack took place, where a suicide bomber attacked a convoy of vehicles carrying security personnel. This led to the escalation of tensions between the two countries, culminating in the Balakot airstrike by India. This operation was a significant counter-terrorism measure taken by India in response to the attack. These wars, attacks, counter-operations, and unresolved issues have left deep scars on the relationship between the two nations. They serve as stark reminders of the complexities of Indo-Pakistan relations, a relationship marred by territorial disputes, resource-sharing issues, and cross-border terrorism. However, the cultural ties and shared history between the two nations offer a glimmer of hope for peaceful coexistence in the future. India, Pakistan, and China are entangled in a complex geopolitical triangle, each relationship influencing the other in a multitude of ways. China's close ties with Pakistan have long been a concern for India. China's military and economic support to Pakistan, including the supply of advanced weapon systems, has been a constant source of strategic anxiety for India. This is further exacerbated by the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, a key project under China's Belt and Road Initiative. The CPEC, which passes through the disputed territory of Gilgit-Baltistan in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, is seen by India as a violation of its sovereignty. On the other hand, India has found an alternative to circumvent Pakistan in the form of the Chabahar port in Iran. The strategic importance of this port cannot be overstated as it provides India with a direct trade route to Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing Pakistan. The India-China relationship is also marked by border disputes, most notably in Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh. These disputes have led to military standoffs, further straining India's relations with both China and Pakistan. The India-Pakistan-China triangle adds another layer of complexity to the already intricate Indo-Pakistan relations. Each relationship in this triangle plays a pivotal role in shaping the regional order in South Asia. While the future of these relations is uncertain, it is clear that they will continue to shape the regional dynamics in the years to come. Next, we will explore the cultural ties and trade agreements between India and Pakistan, which offer a glimmer of hope amidst these geopolitical tensions. Despite political tensions, India and Pakistan share deep cultural ties and have engaged in trade. These links extend to shared linguistic, cultural, geographical, and economic aspects, a testament to their shared history before the partition in 1947. Many might not know this, but India and Pakistan signed a trade agreement as far as 1949. This agreement outlined the exchange of goods and cooperation between the two nations. In a significant move, India granted Pakistan the Most Favored Nation (MFN) status in 1996, with the hopes of improving trade relations. However, the reality of trade between India and Pakistan is far from ideal. Political tensions and security issues have often led to the limiting of direct trade. In fact, in the wake of the Pulwama attack in 2019, India revoked the MFN status given to Pakistan, further straining the ties. A significant chunk of the trade between the two countries is, in fact, routed through Dubai. This indirect method not only increases the cost of traded goods, but also restricts the potential growth of bilateral trade. Yet, the shared cultural and economic links between India and Pakistan serve as a beacon of hope. These ties have the potential to pave the way for improved relations and peaceful coexistence. However, crises in Pakistan, like political instability and economic challenges, also affect the bilateral relations significantly. They remind us of a time when the people of these two nations lived side by side, sharing their lives, languages, and cultures. Notably, in times of crisis such as the devastating floods, Pakistan has openly appreciated India's assistance. Their response to the aid, delivered as a neighborly gesture, has been positive and could serve as an impetus to strengthen their relations. In recent years, there have been some glimpses of hope for improved relations. A ceasefire along the line of control was announced in February 2021, and there have been talks of resuming dialogue and trade. However, it's important to remember that these are merely small steps in what is a long and challenging journey. The future of Indo-Pakistan relations hinges on numerous complex factors, including the resolution of long-standing territorial disputes, the handling of cross-border terrorism, and the impact of crises in Pakistan. While these ties offer some hope, the future of Indo-Pakistan relations remains uncertain. So, what does the future hold for Indo-Pakistan relations? As we gaze into the crystal ball of the future, a glimmer of hope emerges. Recent warming of ties between the two nations has sparked a ray of optimism. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's willingness to resume dialogue and Pakistan's green light for their men's cricket team to play at the Cricket World Cup in India have indicated a thawing of the icy relations. The potential for improved bilateral relations is immense. Stability between India and Pakistan would not only bring peace to South Asia, but it would also boost their economies. Cross-border economic potential is estimated at a staggering $37 billion, a treasure trove waiting to be unlocked if the two nations can set aside their differences. However, The journey towards improved relations is not a smooth one. The road is filled with hurdles, from resolving territorial disputes to tackling cross-border terrorism. Yet, the potential for addressing these issues through economic engagement and soft diplomacy remains. Transparency in trade, particularly cross-line of control trade, is crucial. Between 2003 and 2019, trade across the line of control expanded significantly, providing livelihood opportunities for trade communities and generating economic benefits for border areas. A return to such prosperity is not just a dream, but a tangible goal that can be achieved with political will and mutual cooperation. Efforts have been made to improve relations, including military and non-military initiatives focused on people-to-people interaction, reforms in Pakistan's political structure, promotion of trade, and soft diplomacy have also been suggested. Cooperation between India and Pakistan is essential to address common issues and ensure a peaceful and prosperous South Asia. The future of Indo-Pakistan relations hangs in the balance. The two nations stand at a crossroads, with the path to peace and prosperity on one side and the road to continued hostility on the other. The choice they make will not only shape their future, but also the future of the entire South Asian region. Only time will tell if these nations can overcome their shared history and complex issues to build a peaceful and prosperous future.